Welcome back, everyone. Wow, it's really cold out this morning. Again, my name is Al C, and I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic and addict. And I am on my way to the treatment center to do a lecture about recovery and talk about just life issues too. It's a women's facility, so look forward to having fun with this. Always try to be encouraging, try to be very supportive, and with the encouragement, hopefully we can help build these women up. Some of them just got there, and some of them been there for a while. So always look forward to doing this. I've been doing this now for my whole time in recovery, 18 years. It's a pretty good drive too. About 25 minutes away from where I live at, but it's part of the service thing. You got to carry the message. In order to keep it, you got to give it away. So, not a problem. Just really, really cold this morning. The thing about this lecture that I'm going to do is you got women that's in there. I was proceeding to say some of them are doing the extended program. I think it's an excellent program because even after 28 days, they've been there. And they're getting these tools in their toolbox to be able to use when they leave. But some of them have been in there 3 to 4 months and decided to stay longer. And I think that's very beneficial. But that's more of a personal preference. That's not something that's required because it varies per person. What you think is best according to what your counselor recommended. There were so many speakers that was coming through when I was in treatment. I was impressed with them coming through doing this work. I was impressed with that because here there's other things that they could have been doing besides coming through talking to addicts and alcoholics like myself and other ones that were in the treatment center at the time. So it took a lot for them to do that. And I don't think any of these men and women that came through was professional speakers. But I think the message that they were trying to get over to us was the most important thing. And I wanted to do that. So to answer your question, what I did is I just asked them, how did you start doing this? And they said, well, just go and talk to the person in charge and tell them that I want to do some service work because that's really what this is. It's carrying the message. And they really like for you to have about a year of sobriety when you're up there speaking and I can see the importance of that. Because if you just got sober and you come up there, it's called a treatment high, and you can be up there talking about a lot of things and not making some key points. And it comes over time. The more you do it, the more information comes to heart. But I've been doing it again, for 18 years. So there's times where I have to recall sometimes way back when it all started. So that helped me. Hopefully that answers your question. July 1998, I came across this bridge, which is the Mississippi. I came into treatment, and this is where my life all began. This facility up here, it's no longer in existence right now. They moved on to another location, but that's where it all started at for me. And as you see here, my place of residence was right here, the first one to the right. That's where I stayed for 28 days. And this was my community for 2.5 years out here in this area. And that's where my life changed. So it began and it changed here. Well, coming into this area out here is a very small community. You can see when you change your mindset, coming into a small community like the area where I went to treatment at, it's a very confined community, and I made some adjustments. Well, I had to, because I did want to change, coming from a bigger city. And I thought geographically, if I came way out someplace where you had to make some adjustments, and some of the adjustments that I made was coming to know the area. AA was in walking distance. I wound up going to a sober house, which I think I talked about in a previous video, and everything was in a walking distance, and that helped me out because I hadn't had a license in 10 years. So for me to be able to get around, I received exercise, and also I had a chance to just really look at myself by walking, because when you get it all together, it's easy to forget that you didn't have a license, you hadn't driven a car legally with a license in 10 years. I had a job that I had to walk to or either ride a bike, and it was about 3 to 4 miles, and this was the area that I had to walk to my first job that I got right out of treatment. And I think at the time the job that I had was paying me minimum wage back in '98. I don't know how much that was, but to me it was a lot, because I hadn't held a job in about 10 years, a solid job. And even though it was a temp job, it was paying me minimum wage, I became very appreciative of what I was making. I've had a personal take on those things. If you can show appreciation for the little things, then the bigger things will come later. And that same appreciation that you're showing for the little things, you'll be appreciative of the bigger things that come later too. So it was all worth it. It's all worth it now. Even as I drive out to this facility that I'm going to, brings back a lot of good memories for me. So that's why I've stayed real close to this community. The distance from the cities was about in half.
For what? From your?
From the treatment center and where I was living at was probably about a drive in a car, 30 minutes. A bus ride, maybe an hour and a half. Walking, hours. So, it made me really appreciate being where I was. It took me a while to adjust to that because I was so used to being in the cities where all the action was.
So do you think you would recommend people going to treatment way out so that they're farther? I mean, because there's a lot of treatments in the city. Why didn't you go in the city?
Well, I was looking for change. And as I was saying earlier, I thought geographically if I got away, I wouldn't be in an environment that I was very comfortable with. I wouldn't see a lot of the same people. So I had a chance to focus on me, because I know once you come in contact with people that it's easy to lose focus. So I didn't want to lose focus. I'm not saying that person or those things could have made me do that, but I wasn't willing to take a chance on that. So that was my reason geographically of leaving, because you can go to treatment any place, but you got to remember, regardless where you go, you're going with you. So geographically you can get sober where you at. Geographically you can get sober if you go off someplace too. So it really comes down to you. Me personally, I needed a change. I needed something totally different. And where I was located at, it was slower. I didn't know anyone, and I had a chance to meet new people, new places, and by doing so, it provided new friends. Just everything was new, so that was good for me.
So you're here.
Yep, we made it. Okay, yeah, just not leaving the lecture. It went a long time, but it was very good. Obviously, what I found out today, you know, you can be in treatment, but treatment sometimes may not be in you. Excuse me. We had people that was in the treatment center that are having some serious issues, and some of those issues were using, and they got kicked out of treatment. So you know, everyone is not, because you go to treatment don't mean that you're willing to change. We found that out, and hopefully we brought that out and can be helpful. The ones that are in there, we talked about being honest. That's the key, is the honest piece. We always want to be straight up. Yeah, we got to get honest with ourselves. That's the only way the program can help us, and we can help ourselves, and we can help ones around us that trust in us. And it takes time, because we know, as recovering alcoholics and addicts, we've been lying and trying to use the system for a long time. And you wonder why people don't recover, is because, as the big books say, you got to get honest. So, and that's an ongoing process. That's not a one-time thing. In all areas, job, family, friends, the community, you just want to be straight up. So those are the things that we're working on today. So being honest.